Hey guys, it's Britta coming at you guys with a really off-the-cuff Mockingjay reaction video. My t-shirt Santa made me wear this in honor of the one and only. Are you coming to the tree? Wear a necklace of hope side by side with me. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. I just came back from my second viewing of Mockingjay, once with my Four Horsemen crew, the next with my dad, and I think that today, like, all the emotions just kind of rushed on me at once. Yesterday, I didn't cry. I don't know what it is about first viewings, but my first viewings are always usually like, okay, what are they missing? But even though I tried not to think that way, whatever. Bottom line, fantastic. Just fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna be jumping around a lot because I'm remembering all of my favorite parts as they come to mind. The first thing that I want to talk about is freaking Josh Hutcherson as Peter Millark. What? I think that was one of my main concerns about Josh Hutcherson. It's not that I didn't believe that he could do it, but unfortunately, up until this time, we'd seen him in a lot of films geared to teenagers or children, and they were really like happy-go-lucky kind of films. And I just knew, I said, you know, now we're gonna really get to see his chops and see. Now, he's always been a great actor, but there's something about an actor bridging the gap and then playing someone completely out of their norm that really just brings their acting level to like 110%. And Josh freaking Hutcherson did that. He obliterated everybody. His deterioration throughout the film, it hurt so bad. One of the things that I really enjoyed about Mockingjay as a book, and I'm probably really masochist and kind of disturbing for saying this, is that Suzanne Collins portrays pain and loss in such a brilliant way that it's almost beautiful. And then to come into the film and to see them not sugarcoat this film and really put it out there. That freaking performance, his deterioration, seeing how by the time we get to the interview where he's warning District 13 about the attacks, it was so hurtful to see his reaction to Katniss's video footage kind of breaking into the Capitol, and you see the breaks in his expression and how he came on and he tried to forge through, and then seeing her face kind of messed everything up. Like, I think that everyone was prepared for their hearts to be broken, and our hearts were broken, ladies and gentlemen. So Josh Hutcherson, everybody should be giving him a round of applause. And if they don't, you don't know good acting. As usual, Jennifer Lawrence, she's one of my absolute favorite actresses on the planet at this point, because she's just very real and very candid and so good at portraying these emotions that sometimes are really hard for humans to kind of tap into in terms of acting. God knows I know nothing about acting, but literally every time she turns her emotions all the way up, everyone should just hit the floor because she's just phenomenal. The first scene in the film, which I love that Francis Lawrence does, the way he portrays post-traumatic stress disorder in such a vibrant way. I loved that he began this film reminiscent of how he began Catching Fire, with Katniss, you know, reminding herself of everything she knows to be true and having like an episode, because that is the big, Yeah, just that scene alone showed me again and proved again that Francis Lawrence and the team, they know what they're talking about. They understand the books, and we're here for it, ladies and gentlemen. We're here, I'm here for it. There were two scenes that really kind of broke me because I didn't cry last night, but like my tears came heavy in the second viewing. Was in District 8 when President Snow orders that the hospital, the makeshift hospital, be bombed. And they have this montage where Katniss is basically saying, if we burn, you burn with us. It just broke me, man, because it was just, it just goes back to like seeing someone really in the field and seeing the reaction to what's around them is such a powerful image. The next one is where she is talking to President Snow, and she is realizing that President Snow knows that Gale and the team are at the tribute center about to rescue Peeta, Joanna, and Annie, and she just has this breakdown where she's just like, am I gonna lose them both tonight? Hey, Mitch, I was just like, oh my God. Now, the hanging tree. Did Jennifer Lawrence not slay the hanging tree? Can we just talk about how much of a masterpiece that was? That whole sequence where she's just singing an old song that her father taught her, and then all of a sudden you see the people from the districts singing this song on the way to blow up the reservoir. What? Like that entire orchestral moment was so fantastic. Heavy just went canon. They just... I'm so excited that they gave Effie more of a role in the film Mockingjay. I thought that it was wonderful. Oh my gosh, like I just, you can't help but want to love the fabulosity that is Effie going through District 13, just looking at everyone else like, what the freak is all y'all problem though? What is your problem? As a Hayfie lover, I couldn't not mention the moment where her and Haymitch have their one scene of playful banter. I love them, and I want more of them. Now, I don't believe that they're going to do any, they're not really going to blow our minds, but what I'm really hoping for is like one dance scene in Mockingjay Part 2 during Finnick and Annie's wedding. If we can get that, ladies and gentlemen, we would have succeeded at making Hayfie canon. The only things that I didn't like as much, which is like an anthem to do, because I liked it like 99.1%, okay? But loved it. But I wanted more of Haymitch, and I felt like they didn't show him as much as the book portrayed. Now, I could be getting my moments mixed up from Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, but there were more moments with Haymitch kind of coaching Katniss via her, the mic. And I know we have a major moment coming up in Part 2 where that factors in more. But I wanted them to have the conversation because they have that conversation, I'm sure, in the early to middle of the beginning of Mockingjay. I'm sure of it, so I wanted that. I also wanted the scene where Haymitch is telling Katniss about everything that the Capitol has done to his life and what they've taken away from him. So I'm hoping so hard that Francis Lawrence doesn't just drop that, because that was one of the major things that I loved about Mockingjay. The story is always about Katniss and Peeta, and that's fabulous. But I love that Mockingjay kind of opens it up and makes it about everyone. And so everyone has a story, everyone has some kind of loss, everyone has some kind of gain, and I want that shown in the film, guys. Come on, man. I loved how in the moments they did show with Haymitch, Effie, and Katniss, they both assumed their Mama and Papa Hayfie roles. It was so beautiful. I think that the way they introduced Hamish was exactly how I pictured it in my mind. I love how Woody's portrayal of Hamish makes him really light. He's not as brooding as he has been drunk. So sobriety looks good on him. And is it just me, or does Hamish get sexier and sexier with every... No? Okay. A scene where Finnick and Annie reunite. Oh my gosh, like I love Sam Claflin's portrayal of Finnick. He is so adorable and heartbroken and gone. And when he sees Annie again for the first time, they're both like, oh my gosh, they're like so beautiful. Oh, Desta. In terms of cinematography, I think that I fell in love with it from the moment we see Katniss in the beginning descending down into District 13 with Boggs on the way to meet President Coin. I loved how dark District 13 is, dusty. It's like no holes barred. There's no one trying to pull the wool over your eyes. It just is what it is. And I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, I appreciate it so much. It was so heartbreaking when Katniss first sees District 12 for the first time and seeing not only is it wasted, but seeing Suzanne Collins' words about the skeletons and the remains of people all scattered around. It was wasted. It was well done and traumatizing. Who doesn't love Buttercup? Who does not love Buttercup? Where did they get this cat from? Does anyone know? Please, if you do, comment, because I'd love to know. He's a curious looking cat. I loved it. I can't. I'm still dazed, and my parents have been looking at me like I'm crazy for the last few days. I decided to inspire an outfit by Effie Trinket's District 13 garb, and here's how I looked. I had an awesome time doing it, and I like doing these kinds of things because I feel like in actual life, I don't have very many like celebrations or like saying, I don't do it often, so when I do, I like to go all out, and it was really fun. And yeah, Effie's always gonna be fun. I love her. What did you think about Mockingjay? Please leave all your comments and all of your fangirling reactions down in the comments, or check me out on Tumblr at BeatsBarTheSodaPop, Instagram at Brave Amber Beats, or Runaway Blue, drop the E on Twitter. I need people to talk to about this. Like, hey fams, this is the beginning of something beautiful. I'm so excited, and I love that they thought about us. They didn't have to. Thank you all so much. I hope that you're having an incredibly blessed weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. A kind of person who would have loved to have like that grand best friend that you've had from the time that you were a young person and you watched their lives grow